Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 10th episode of the Wide Up Podcast. Now, this one's going to be different because I'm using StreamYard for this one. And I just want to have a special thanks to Thomas Bryce from Sportswire Radio, who's able to help me out with this stuff. So, luckily, I'm now getting the use of StreamYard, but this episode is going to be something different because I have got the good guy, ROEW superstar, the former ROEW world champion, and that is good guy CJ Black. My friend, how are you doing today?
Former, that's hilarious. Well, besides the fact that I'm giving up my own precious time for Kangaroo Jack over here, doing pretty good.
All right.
And don't mention Tom Brace around me, for the love of God. Don't do it. It's only going to end bad for you.
I'll try my best not to. Now, obviously, I'm going to ask you the first question that I've asked every guest, and that is, what got you into backyard wrestling?
Well, first of all, I might be a little older than people think, but we started in like 2007, me and my friend. Like, we didn't really know backyard wrestling was a thing. We just knew about wrestling. We loved wrestling, so we were like, let's wrestle. And then we started posting it. It was horrible, man. I'm not gonna lie. So I think, without trying to be too cocky, I think I'm better now. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's when we started. Obviously, being a lifelong WWE fan, wasn't too much into WCW back then, but that's definitely where the passion came from.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. So you started ROEW in 2007, and you returned. You brought back ROEW in 2022. What made you want to bring it back?
That's a good one. So 2015, I believe, was my last match, and that was with my brother C Money, and I just felt like I could do better. Like 7 years went by, and I kept trying. Like, let's have one more match. You know, I could do better than this. I don't want to go out on that shit. And it was like, I don't know. I met Jason at work, and I showed him my old stuff. He's like, you know, that was pretty cool. And I was thinking, now wait a minute. I should work this guy into having a match with me. So I kind of did. So I was like, you know, let's train a little bit, kind of stick out. And I don't know, we had a decent match. We've definitely gotten better since then, but it was pretty well received, I think. We had a couple people comment that are big in the community, Jack Delta. And oh God, Jack Delta, that tastes in my mouth. That's a horrible name. But and Captain God. Oh, they're both horrible. But anyways, they both commented, and they wanted to set something up, so that made me feel like we did something good. So from there, it was kind of like, do we go off on that one match, or just do we continue? And here we are.
Yeah, here you are now.
Bigger.
Yeah. You mentioned your brother earlier, C Money. Let's talk about that dog collar match that you had with him. How are you feeling going into that match at Meltdown?
Well, first of all, my throat was hurting a little bit from barking so much, but I do got that dog in me, so it makes sense though. But as far as how I felt like I would go into it and possibly not come out the same. I don't want to like break character too much, but it is a scary match if you've never done it. So much can go wrong, and thankfully the better man made it out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because I think you and C Money were bleeding a little bit from the chains, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I got a little scratch from the chair, but whatever. It didn't cover my face, which is fine. I didn't want to taste my own blood anyways. And then I jacked him with the chain.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. But that happened at Meltdown, but something else happened at Meltdown. The wildcard Jason Storm lost his ROEW World Championship, and he is now siding with you. So let's talk about
that. You said that, but go on.
So let's talk about what's going on recently with you and Jason Storm. On the latest episode, you and him attacked Jacob Collins.
Well, first of all, that was funny. But you see, me and Jason Storm, we didn't always see eye to eye. It makes sense, you know, we're alphas. I got that dog in me. I think he does too. He's a little on the crazy side, which is fine. It's a good quality to have in a friend. You definitely want that guy on your side. So before his match with JX, I pulled him aside and I apologized to him for some of the things I said. Some of the things. And basically I let him know, like, God forbid this match doesn't go your way and JX hurts you, he takes your belt, whatever. Like, just know I got your back. So I let him know, like, you need a friend, I'll put you under my wing, I'll take care of you. And unfortunately for him, it didn't go his way. So he is being kind enough to give his rematch to me because I'm going to take care of it. JX, title reign, not very long.
Yeah, that sounds pretty much about right. But I also want to mention someone earlier who you used to be best friends with, and that is Jack Delta. Now, he recently posted on his story about his bucket list on things he wants to do before he properly retires. Because at the moment, he is sayonara, as Thomas Bryce always says, with his injured elbow. But before I get to that question, I also want to ask you, why did you attack Jack Delta and his injured elbow?
He left us again for the second time. That's no secret. Second time he left us in REW. And I told him, I put out a promo, and I know he watched it. I told him if I see him again, because we live really close, it's on sight. I'm going to punch that man in the face. However, I had some time to think, and he definitely looks like the type of... Can I swear on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyways, he looks like the type of bitch that would sue me. So I figured if we're going to do it, let's do it up right in the ring. And I wanted to have a match with him. He said, I'm injured, I can't. So I kind of, blindsided him, but whatever, it's fine. I'm a good guy. It's all just to, further my interest, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you're the good guy.
It's how you get ahead in life. You do what you need to do to make yourself look good. Image is everything.
Yeah, you do what you got to do, even if that means attacking people, really. But the question that I was building up to ask you is, Jack Delta recently put on his story, like 10 things that he's want to do, things on his bucket list that he wants to do before he retires. And one of them, I'm pretty sure it was the third thing that he wants to do, and that is win the ROEW World Championship.
What? He said that?
Yep, he said that. He had a few other things as well. He had win a Money in the Bank and a Royal Rumble styled match, win a world title and try hold it for over a year. And there was a lot more that I can't remember, but I do remember the main one that I had in mind, which was winning the ROEW World Championship.
Wow. Yeah, that's cute. First of all, if I ever see that man again, I'm going to finish what I should have finished. I'm going to tear the arm off of his body. That's what I'm going to do. But as far as the championship, never going to happen. No.
Never.
No. Because first of all, I'm winning the title from JX, and that's coming up soon. I'm cashing in on that rematch that Jason Storm granted me, ASAP. And then I'm taking the belt. And there is no way in hell Jack Delta's taking the belt from me. Because first of all, I don't think he's ever coming back. Second, it's me. It's me.
Yeah. So what would you do if he did come back and he did want to have a match with you? Would you accept it?
First of all, he better earn it. As far as I'm concerned, he didn't earn a damn thing. Me? I earn my right to face for the title. He will not. I don't think he ever can. He doesn't have that dog in him.
Doesn't have that dog in him.
For you, that kangaroo, but you know what I'm talking about. The kangaroo bark? Probably not.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so if Jack Delta did go into Meltdown and he did win the ROEW World Championship, like at the time you didn't know that he was using you, but you were also using him. But what I'm trying to say is, if he did win the ROEW Championship were you gonna expect him to give it to you?
I'm gonna be very blunt. I don't think he would have done that. He's not a good friend, obviously. I probably would have clocked him in the head and then just took it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
If he didn't want to give it up, I was going to take it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It just so happened I needed that belt off of Jason Storm at the time. And now it is off Jason Storm. You know, I'm sorry that it had to happen that way. But now I'm set up for a title match. And thank you, my best friend Jason Storm, for making that happen.
Oh, there you go.
Which also, I guess I should probably bring it up.
Yeah.
On Tom Bryce's show, Jason Storm did remind me, I promised him I would go out to his mom's gravesite with him and apologize for all the stuff that I said. It's not that I wasn't going to, I just forgot, but he did remind me. So I think we're going to do that tomorrow.
Right. Okay. I mean, yeah, fair enough. You owe it to him. Yeah, he did give you the rematch after all, so you do have to pay him back with at least something.
Yes.
But yeah, actually, another pay-per-view that you have been in is Weekend Warfare. Now let's talk about this. Weekend Warfare. There was a surprise guest on there, and that is the King of the Deathmatch, Nick Gage. Now he was talking some mad shit about you, and I just want to hear from your perspective. What do you think about that? I mean, someone like Nick Gage.
I think he was just all wound up ever since that David Arquette thing happened. Big David Arquette fan over here. David Arquette would have literally wiped the floor with that man if he didn't leave the ring. He's lucky that David Arquette left the ring. So that's all I'm going to say. He said, CJ Black ain't no good guy? Okay. You don't know me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, I'm going to get to a question. I'm going to get to a question that I've pretty much asked everyone, and I'm now going to ask you. But you've only been in the yard for, well, technically about a year now. A year or two? Sort of.
Been back for a year, but yeah.
Yeah. You've been back for a year. And there's been a lot of people that have been wanting to face you as a dream opponent. And I want to hear from your point of view if you have anyone that you would want to face or anyone that has caught your eye.
Okay. So I'm going to give you like 3, but I'm going to make it wrestlers that are less likely to happen, because there's definitely a lot of people that want to come to ROW, and it's possible that some of these dream matches could happen. So I'm going to go with the less likely ones. From ESW, Austin G. I think everybody's pretty much an Austin G fan. He's pretty much what a wrestler should be. He's got the look, he's got the charisma, he's got the promo skills. You know, dude's great. Someone from TBW, the Prophet Jay Wild. I like him. I like his look. He can go in the ring too, and he also puts in the time and effort to get better, so I appreciate that. Let's see, one more. Don't want to go to Australia. I'm actually really scared of kangaroos. I've seen a lot of videos. Let's go with Derek Destroyer. I'm assuming you know who that is.
Derek?
Yeah. No?
I've heard of him before, yeah.
Okay. Well, he's a high flyer. I think I've seen a lot of stuff of his on like a trampoline, but I'm pretty sure he's also wrestled in the ring. But no one does it like ROW. So if he did ever come to ROW, just know the intensity would be turned all the way up. You would be barked at, chewed up, spit out, and go back to where the hell you came from. But that could be a good match. You look like you still are sleepy. You need me to bark at you?
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
All right, go on. You're awake now.
Yeah, it's so good. Now, I want to say hello to someone from America as well, and that is the Nemesis James Taylor. Hello, Taylor. How you doing? I will definitely have you back on the White Up podcast soon. Now, James Taylor also mentioned his name. Would you want to face up against James Taylor?
See, we've talked about this before. It's like fighting a Oompa Loompa. It'd be easy, and it seems more likely to happen because he just really can't keep my name out of his mouth. So, like, that could be something that happens. That's why I didn't name him. But as far as respecting your kid, I don't like you, but I respect you. I respect him because he puts in the time and effort. I don't like him because he's a wannabe good guy, CJ Black. That's all. He thinks he's the best when really, oh, it's me. Ooh, that wasn't hard to find. I'm right here. Next question. I'm tired of talking to him.
I think the next question, James
there you
Taylor
go.
has already asked, what does the good guy think of me, honestly? Well, there you go.
Already answered.
I mean, that's his perspective of you, Taylor. Now, let's talk about Sportswire Radio for a second here. Now, Thomas Bryce challenged you to a fight, and I'm not sure because it's been a while, so I'm not sure if you've faced off already or not, but he asked you for a fight and you accepted. When is this going to happen? You versus Thomas Bryce.
Well, you see, first I called him out. I needed something to do at Meltdown. And, you know, I was about to come to him, accidentally tripped, hurt my knee, couldn't make the trip. I think he understood, but he wanted to make me look bad, so he called me out again. And I just wasn't having it, so I kind of left him on red with that one, which is fine because, like, who the hell is Thomas Bryce anyways? So the match didn't happen. If he ever wants to come to REW, please do. The invitation's there.
Yeah. I mean, what would you do if he did come to ROEW and he did challenge you to a match? Would you accept it?
Well, absolutely. Easiest fight of my life. But you saw what I did to Delta, right?
Yeah.
Snapped his arm. That's exactly what would happen to him. Especially that stupid arm that holds his microphone. Oh, I hate that microphone. Oh, yeah, I'd snap that arm off.
Okay.
Look at James Taylor. Wannabe? He's little guy mad, isn't he? Little guy mad.
Man. So, once you challenge JX for the ROEW World Championship, and when you do win it...
That's right. Thank you.
No worries. So when you do win the ROEW World Championship, how long do you want to hold the belt for, and who would you want to go up against for the belt?
Well, I would like to hold it until I decide to no longer do this, which I obviously can. It's a matter of what do I feel like doing in the ring? Do I feel like messing around? Do I feel like taking people serious? Sometimes, you know, I might mess around a little too much. It gets me in trouble. But at the end of the day, when I'm champion, I'm going to take it serious, and I'm going to defend that belt like there's no tomorrow. And when I go into these matches, I'm walking away still ROW World Champion. But obviously, first, I'm going to beat JX. I'm hoping that happens soon. I'm waiting for him to show up. I think he's being a little bitch. I don't know. Don't want to put words in his mouth, but I'm pretty sure I heard him on the phone saying, I can't show up because I'm a little bitch. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, to be fair, he hasn't been seen in ROEW ever since Meltdown, so I mean, that pretty much proves your point. I mean, yeah, that pretty much just proves your point. But let's talk about your first ROEW World Title ring. How well did that go?
Really? I thought you liked me. You want to go there? Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, back when me and Jason Storm weren't the best of friends, I kind of got screwed in a triple threat match. That's all I'm going to say, okay? My own brother, who was supposed to be on my side, spears me, and then he takes a Storm Cutter and loses to Jason Storm. I wasn't even the one that lost the title. And then in the last man standing match, first of all, I was so tired from working out. I went for a 10-mile run before that match. Do you do that before your matches? No, I do. Because I'm the good guy, I'm built different, and I got that dog in me. But I was a little tired.
Yeah. I mean, fair point. Fair point.
See?
So, And actually, you were wrestling before you had the ring in REW. You were wrestling on some surface, I believe it was. Let's talk about that. What was the surface made of? Obviously, I knew tarp was one of them, but what was underneath it as well?
So basically, it was just like a basic base. It was tires, 2x4s, like in a frame, 2x4s going across, plywood. So it didn't feel the best. It had it was kind of like a ring, but without the ropes.
Yeah. But how do you feel that now that ROEW has upgraded into an actual professional wrestling ring? How do you feel about that? Does
I
it
feel
feel
like
the
I got
same?
everything I ever wanted as a kid. That's all I ever wanted was to step foot in a ring, and now I've wrestled in a ring. So it's like, oh damn.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I bring the heat. I'm one of the best in the backyard. You know what? I'm gonna stop being so coy. If I walked into the performance center today, they would pop boners for my ass. They'd be like, "Damn, sign that mother." I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm that damn good. To quote James Taylor's favorite wrestler, "I'm that damn good."
I mean, a lot of people give you credit and a lot of
Yes, they
people give
should.
ROEW credit because you guys bring out the more pro side of backyard wrestling. I mean, it's like Thomas Bryce said, sometimes people forget that yous are even like a backyard wrestling fed at all.
Yeah.
But
Especially
one
when I'm
thing
on the screens. Absolutely, yeah. It's a matter of, do you want to make it look pro or do you just want to go out there and have fun? And my fun is looking the part and winning, obviously. But I just want to stand out. And to do that, you need three basic things. Do it like the pros, talk your shit, and have a character.
yeah.
Sometimes even maybe live your character, but whatever, it's fine. Some people hate me, some people love me. It is what it is.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Before you talk, I'd like to quote DDP real quick, even though I didn't really like WCW. I had a few VHS tapes. He said, "You love me, you hate me, you'll never forget me." And that stuck with me.
You stuck with you?
Yeah. In there.
Yeah. Pretty valid.
Big American brain.
So, how did you think of the name CJ Black?
Well, it's pretty much my real name, so for the most part. Like my dad named me what he did name me to call me CJ. So
yeah, I mean, fair
it's
enough.
not just like some made up, gimmick. It's pretty much my name.
Yeah,
I've used my name like my whole career. If you want to call it a career, it's backyard wrestling. I hate saying that, but I've used it since I've been backyard wrestling. So
yeah,
so I've been doing it.
Yeah. Now, obviously, there's very different beliefs in backyard wrestling, but I want to hear from your point of view what backyard wrestling means to you. What do you think about people doing things differently to ROEW?
Well, first of all, backyard wrestling as a whole, in my opinion, people should definitely look at it as like a YouTube thing because that's what most of us all uploaded to is YouTube, and it's definitely different than the indies because the indies, you're working the crowd. Nobody really puts in the production like backyard wrestlers do, or backyard wrestling feds do, and it's like you can do your own thing. You have the freedom. You can go where you want. You can do what you want. So it's definitely backyard wrestling is more fun, and there's more creativity involved as far as storytelling and whatever the hell you want to do, or whoever the hell you want to be. Like James Taylor wants to be Stone Cold, whatever, it's fine. It's fine. But as far as other feds, they can do what they want. It's fine. I just prefer wrestling. To me, I like to take it serious. I grew up watching it my whole life, literally since the day I came out of the womb in the hospital room. My dad popped out Monday Night Raw. So it's like something I've always taken serious and always wanted to do. It didn't happen for my own personal reasons, whatever. But I figure if we're all trying to be like pro wrestlers, we should try to make it look like it's pro wrestling. So that's why I want us to put in the time to learn the correct and safe ways instead of just going out there looking like dumbasses bouncing around like pinballs. That's all I'm going to say. Not going to name names. You want me to name names, don't you?
Yeah. I get what you're trying to say. You want to bring out the more pro side.
I do.
Actually, you know what? Sure. Let's name a few people that come to your mind.
Okay. I don't even like that this dude shares the same last name as me, but Jared Black was one of them. Oh, good God. That was some infinity drama that happened there. Let's see. I don't know. There was like the main one. There's definitely room for improvement with everyone. Even me, I'm as close to perfect as they come, but even I can learn. But I don't know. There's some people that they need to bring the intensity more, or they're doing things and they look like they're moving in slow motion. I can't stand seeing a collar and elbow tie up that's done incorrectly. It's the easiest thing in the world. If you don't know how to do it, 2-minute YouTube video and problem solved. But nobody takes the time to do that. Except there's a select few. But
yeah,
I just say put in the effort. If you love what you do, put in the effort.
Yeah. Like I just recently returned to the yard and did some pre-recording, and we've been practicing moves that we haven't done before, like suplexes, collar and elbows. But yeah, just basic wrestling moves that we've been wanting to learn for a while. And I think that's the problem.
Tutorials then?
Yeah, tutorials. I saw on your story the guy that you recommended, and I watched a few of his videos, and I took some of that advice.
There you go. See?
And
then when you do it and you execute it correctly, you feel much better and it looks better and you're proud to show it off. And that's how I feel most of the time.
Yeah. But that's I think that's what makes ROEW stand out more. It's like, as I said, you guys bring out the more pro side in backyard wrestling, and you guys elevate more. You do the moves correctly. The selling is good. You guys basically pretty much like an indie fed. And that's what I want to ask. Would ROEW go indie?
I can't say yes or no to that. I have no idea, honestly, how long ROEW is going to last for. Because, like I said, we were pretty much I wanted one more match. And then from there, it turned into what it is now a year later. So I don't know how long I plan on doing it. I don't know how long they plan on continuing it after I stop doing it. I don't know. So it could become something down the line, or maybe it ends tomorrow. Who knows? I don't know. So I can't say yes or no to that one.
Yeah, fair enough. But let's talk about first. Actually, now that I'm going to mention it and just came to my mind, let's talk about your theme song, "Ugly" by the X's. How did you came across that song?
I think I used that in, I want to say 2012 or 2013. I'm pretty sure I definitely heard that from Survivor Series back in the day. I think it was
Survivor Series.
Yeah. So I don't know. I remember hearing, I was like, dude, that's such an awesome song. And my personality and just everything about me is ugly. So I'm like, use it. So I don't care. I like the song.
Yeah, I like the song too. Once I saw ROEW and then I saw your entrance, I'm like, no way, this guy actually knows the song too. Because I thought I was the only one that knew it. I told everyone about it, and they were like, "What is this shit?" And I'm like, "It's such an underrated song. It really is."
People don't like that song. Excuse me.
Yeah, people don't like that song. I'm like, what's there not to like about?
Smack some sense into them and bark at them. I'm telling you, it works every time.
Exactly.
Let me hear your best bark. Come on.
Right now?
Oh, absolutely.
Are you sure?
You just gotta let the dog out. Don't be scared.
You gotta let it out?
Just let it out.
Right. Oh! Not that. How was that?
Almost scared the piss out of me. Oh
I
my god.
appreciate it to hear from the good guy.
Whew.
But
I don't know if
anyway,
you really actually have the dog in you, but it was a good bark.
thank you. But now that we actually are talking about matches like yours at Meltdown, let's talk about the Battle Royal. Now, it had your brother C Money, it had Jacob Collins, it had Captain Law, JX, and I'm pretty sure someone from Omega Michigan Wrestling, I believe.
The last person was some weirdo named Alex Cross. He is, I don't even know what to say about him. If he ever wants to
Yeah,
show up in REW and catch a whooping, he knows where to find me. But Alex
yeah,
Cross is Alex Cross. That's all I can say about him.
yeah.
You can
Now,
catch him head bobbing. That's about
mm,
it.
yeah.
He's a
But
weirdo.
mm, well, let's talk about your plan B. Now, plan B was for you to win the battle royal, go to Meltdown
Well, that was
against
playing
Jason
CJ.
Storm.
Wait, go on.
Oh, plan CJ, my apologies.
All good.
But the plan didn't exactly go to what you thought it was going to, and everyone went for you, and your brother eventually eliminated you. But then you did get payback
Mhm.
when you eliminated your brother. But did you, when you were going into the battle royal, did you knew that everyone was going to go after you and everyone was going to try and get you out before they faced off each other?
Honestly, I stepped into the middle of the ring. I was gonna go try to talk some sense into everybody, and like if you guys want to just hop over the top rope, save yourself a
Mm,
beating, fine. But then I got a cheap shot from my brother, speared me, horse shit, and then Captain Law hitting his, I think he calls it a dead eye. I don't know what the hell he calls it. That
mm.
hurt. That's a big man. All of his weight pulled me down. Still feel it. Then everybody else in that match decided to gang up on me too. Like, what is that? I wouldn't do that to them. But yeah, no, I definitely did not plan on 5 other people destroying me in this match and throwing me over the top rope. That was horseshit. The match was made for me to win. I was supposed to be wrestling for the title, which, by the way, might I remind you,
Mm.
is going to happen anyways. I get my way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, when I was watching it, I thought that you were going to win. Like, I actually thought that you were going to win, and I thought you were going to go face Jason Storm and Meltdown. But when you got eliminated that quick, I was like, already? Like, I thought,
Already, what the? Ooh, calm
yeah.
down.
Like, I was watching, like, C Money eliminate you, and I was like, oh, so what's going to happen now? And then you eventually came out and you eliminated C Money, and you were going at it, and I was like, ah, okay.
He
So they're
thought he
going
was
to
going
go.
to win. Ooh, that was funny.
Actually, now that we mention your brother C Money, what was he like back in 2007 when you faced off against him? Because you did mention that you and a couple of your friends were doing ROEW, and then it eventually led just to you and your brother doing it. What was he like as an opponent then and now?
In 2007, he was a little piece of shit. I want to say he stood at like 4 feet 8 inches tall, maybe. I think he was 10
Mm,
years old. Sounds about right. Yeah, 10. Uh, he could fly around a little bit, kind of like now, but obviously we didn't have a ring back then. There's some
mm,
old clips of him jumping off the ladders and stuff. That didn't feel good. I
mm.
carried that resentment with me all these years, but I don't know, something about the way he could fly around just it would catch me off guard back then. But not anymore.
Not anymore.
He found
Mm,
out, didn't he? He found out. Oh, oh. He
yeah,
found out.
yeah, he did find out. Yeah. Now let's talk about you. Your character work, your, well, I guess kayfabe they call it, but
Is it kayfabe
it's
though,
pretty.
or is this just me? I don't know.
It's probably a mix of both. But your work, I gotta admit, is outstanding. I'll admit it. Like some other people want to say, "Oh, no, that's just a part of his character." Like, yeah, it kind of is, but at the same time, it's kind of one of the best that we've seen in the yard for a while because we've seen other people do moves that everyone else does, but you managed to do moves that most people couldn't do because either they were too afraid to do it or they didn't sell it right.
Right.
So how do you feel about some people wanting you as like an opponent because you bring out, like I said, you bring out the more pro side in backyard wrestling?
I mean, I guess I should take that as a compliment, but at the same time, I think it's more of like jealousy because they wish they were me. So it's like I can't be CJ Black. The next best thing is to step in the ring with him and lose. I get it.
Hmm.
And as far as kayfabe and being in character, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure where it starts, where it stops with me. I've had people
Hmm.
end relationships with me and friendships because this is just how I am for the most part. When
Yeah.
the IMF boys came and I hired them to take out Jacob Collins for me, the first thing they do is they say to me, "I'm so glad you're just like you are, like, you know, on camera in person."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "What did I even do?" Besides roll up to you in the wheelchair that Tom Bryce, you know, called me out and whatever, it's fine. It's fine. But maybe I'm
Yeah.
just hyper in real life and sometimes an asshole. I don't know. It rubs people the wrong way. I get kicked out of wrestling groups. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Fair enough.
Which
But
brings you to your next question.
yeah, my next question. So at the moment you're only wrestling for ROEW, and as you mentioned, if you want people want you to come to their Fed, then they would obviously have to pay everything for you.
Yeah. It goes
And
like this. They need to pay for my flight, hotel, limo, not an Uber, definitely not a taxi, and food.
a limo.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You want me to come to you? You want me to provide my services? Cover my expenses. It's as simple as that. Which also I have been offered that. Do I want to go there? No. So I still turn it down. It is what it is.
Yeah. But is there any place, any like federation that has caught your eye and be like, "Oh, I'm interested in going there"?
There was talks back in the day a little bit, let's say about a year ago, to go to TBW. Plans kind of fell through. So I don't know if I even want to go there anymore. I have been invited other places, like I've said. There's one place I might go at one point, and that's ESW. But that's only if one, obviously, they invite me. Two, if they pay for my flight, hotel, limo, and food, because they're not special.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's
fair
a
enough.
long way to Texas, boys. I'm just saying. And I don't fly Spirit.
Long way. But yeah. So at the moment you're doing backyard wrestling, and I would just want to say, would you ever want to go pro? Because I mean, most of the moves you already know through basically training and teaching yourself on how to do these moves and how to sell properly and microphone work as well. You pretty much got everything that you need to be an independent wrestler. But would you want to be an independent wrestler?
Yeah, that was always my dream, to be a pro wrestler as a kid. 2013, I was about to stop backyard wrestling because I was going to go to wrestling school because there happens to be one about, I want to say, 2 miles down the road. I don't know, for whatever reason, it didn't happen. I kind of gave up on that for like life reasons that I'm not going to get into, but I don't know. There's just so many freaking things, man. There's politics. You got to kiss ass, man. And I'm not about to kiss ass. People kiss my ass right now. That feels good. I like my ass kissed.
Yeah.
So the creativity wouldn't be there because then you have to do what somebody else wants you to do. And CJ Black works on CJ Black's time. So I don't think I'm going to try to be an indie wrestler. Also, I don't want to pay for wrestling school. Not that I know every damn thing there is, but not about to fork over $2,000, which is like 100,000 for you, and have someone maybe give me some bookings down the line. I'm good. I'll do what I want.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, fair enough. But so once you win the ROEW championship, like I said, is there anyone that comes to mind when you want to face off against anyone? Basically, like dream opponents, but for your title. Like, who do you think is good enough, like on your level, to be considered an opponent for your title?
Well, I do owe the cameraman another match, so I probably have to make that happen. Like I said, if Thomas Bryce ever wanted to wrestle, that'd be cool. I've been kind of mean to some of our referees. I'd probably have to make that happen as well. I'm a nice guy. I'm a good guy. I give other people chances that normally wouldn't get chances. So I'd probably go that route. As far as wrestlers that think they can, earn a shot at my title, it's as simple as that. They're going to have to earn it. So I don't really care who stands across from me, if they're a backyard wrestler, indie wrestler, whatever. Basically, get ready to catch a lights out and be on your way. So I don't care who it is. But as far as people that I would like to see in the ring, I feel bad for the cameraman. He's first. I would like to defend my title once I win it against him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. And
that's somebody that's earned his shot.
Huh? Wait. So what about that homeless man that you offered a job, from what you claim?
That's another person that has definitely earned their keep. And well, I'm not gonna lie, he didn't get paid that day, but that's on him. He left kind of early and kind of like, oh. So I didn't know what was wrong with him at the time. Turns out he was a little concussed, which I don't blame me. He should have protected himself. He caught a knee to the head. That's not my fault. It is what it is. I won the match.
Yeah, I mean, after all, you did offer him the match, and he took it. So
he showed up. Yeah, he told me. At least I thought what he said was, "I'm a black belt." So I thought, like, this man knows how to defend himself. He was saying, "I'm wearing a black belt." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Once I found that out, but it is what it is.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
He definitely was not a karate master. I can tell you that.
Well, yeah. But so once you become ROEW World Champion, and you obviously
hold on, that's got such a nice ring to it. Say it one more time.
Once you become the new ROEW World Champion, and you defend it, would you want to take it to any other federation and defend your title there?
Absolutely not. They will be coming to me, because once again, if you want me to come to you, flight, hotel, limo, Hummer limo, and food. And I don't see people doing that because they're cheap. And it's a damn shame, because their fans are missing out.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, let's talk about the booking fees that you have. Obviously, you've charged people for, like, even you're charging me for you to be on this interview. But I just want to say, thanks for the price. You got me a deal. Yeah. I mean, last time you said it was 200 on when I was interviewing Jason Storm, and now you're saying it was 50. So just want to say thanks for lowering the price for me. Somewhere that
sad. I was like, this dude looks like a sad puppy dog, man. I gotta go on his show for a lesser fee, but still, you need to be like everyone else and pay, because deep down, I feel like maybe you are a good guy too.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe not.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking, maybe not.
Who knows? But yeah, so you've only been in backyard wrestling for about a year now, since your return to backyard wrestling in ROEW. Now, for your journey, what would be your favorite thing and least favorite thing about backyard wrestling? And what would be the difference from what it was then, back in 2007 to around 2012, to what it is now?
I will say I do like that there's a bigger community and it's easier to talk amongst different feds with like
Mm,
Instagram and Facebook and all that. Um, Back when I first started posting videos in like '07, it was basically just like put it on YouTube and maybe hope somebody watches it. I don't know. But there was definitely people that did travel for backyard wrestling, but it wasn't like it was now, that's for sure.
yeah.
But as far as like things I don't like about backyard wrestling, I actually can't stand like death matches and stuff like that. I think it shows that you have no talent and like no in-ring skill at all. So it's like if you want to bust light tubes repeatedly over your head, go for it.
Mm.
I'm not going to watch it, but I think there's more to wrestling than trying to make your opponent bleed with stupid weapons that could kill you.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, would you ever want to do a death match?
No, I would not want to, but if somebody paid for my flight, hotel, limo, food, and also threw in a bunch of money, then maybe.
Maybe.
Still wouldn't say yes.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. But let's talk about the matches that you've wrestled in. You've wrestled in a battle royal, obviously a normal match. I'm pretty sure a handicap match, tag team match, dog collar match. Is there any other match stipulations that you would want to go up with?
Um,
Like
I
a
mean,
Detroit.
I've done ladder matches back in the day. I
Hmm,
actually don't like heights at all. So, but I just wanted to point out I definitely did do more than just that. I've done ladder matches.
hmm.
Um, what else did I do? I think I've done a 3 stages of hell match back in the day. An Iron Man match. As far as what I'd like to do next, like a nice stipulation, I think I would do well inside of a steel cage.
Steel cage.
Oh yeah, I think
Hmm.
I could use my environment very well.
That definitely would be interesting. REW steel cage match.
Yeah. Or if anybody else has a cage, um, flight, hotel, limo, food, and that the cage is probably going to hurt a little more than just the ring. So definitely throw some cash in there, sprinkle it on me like Salt Bay, and I'll show up and work that cage match. But yeah, that's
Hmm.
something I'd probably end up doing.
Okay. So let's say if someone did want you to come and they did like pay for your flight, hotel, food, and all that, how much would it cost for you to wrestle, like properly wrestle? How much are you? How much is it?
Well, see, I feel like people aren't getting that. I'm cutting them such a deal by not charging them to wrestle. I'm just charging them for the flight, hotel, limo, and food. Don't be cheap. I'm not even charging them to wrestle. Like, come on. How cheap can people be? You know? It's me
I
we're talking
mean,
about.
yeah, I mean, we've seen some people that charge pretty cheap, so
I don't think
yeah,
that's too much to ask for.
yeah,
Flight, hotel, limo, and food, that's nothing. I'm
yeah. I
the
mean,
good guy, CJ Black. I'm not some weirdo from Australia, God.
watch it.
What happened? Oh, continue.
Yeah, all good. But yeah, so ROW and you, obviously the move sets are way different compared to most backyard wrestling feds. But would you want to turn ROEW, you and management into an indie fed with a proper entrance ramp, a proper crowd, and proper, well, pretty much everything you need for an indie fed?
See, we touched the whole indie fed situation, but as far as like fans and stuff, I would like to have some fans, but unfortunately, where we are now, we can't put the ring outside, so we have to pretty
Mm,
much do the whole REW Studios thing, which is kind of cool. I have actually wrestled in front of fans before back in the day. They were pretty much a bunch of like kids that lived behind us, but also the adults came out and watched too. So that was put a little pressure on us, but I rose to the occasion. So I have wrestled in
Yeah.
front of fans in some
Yeah.
vicinity.
Yeah. I mean, it is really different wrestling like without an audience and then wrestling with an audience watching because there's so much pressure to it that you're afraid that you're gonna mess up a move or oversell or botch. But
It's
I
actually
mean,
more
if
fun, in my opinion, to wrestle in front of people because you get to play off of
yeah,
them and feed off of their energy. And obviously, when someone like me's in the ring and they're jealous and can't stand me, it's like, God, I just want to rub it in their face. And if you ever go back and watch one of my old videos, you'll see that I had these kids just swearing. They're like 8 years old, swearing at me, telling me to F off and F this. And CJ sucks things that we're not going to mention. It got bad. It got bad.
yeah, it does sound pretty bad. But yeah. Um so obviously we talked about how you got into backyard wrestling, but let's talk about how you got into professional wrestling. Is it just like, oh, you saw it on TV one day and then you started watching it, or did you what started to get into it for a family member? Let's talk
Yeah, it
about it.
was. I mean, like I said, it was basically like that's a true story. My dad put on Monday Night Raw the night I was born, and he was always a lifelong fan. So growing up, I watched it. I went to live shows. Like I've
Yeah.
been to Monday Night Raw in the Attitude Era. It was like '97. I went to 99 Raw. I did go to a Nitro in like '90. I think it was '97. Granted, I
Oh,
was only like 4 years old, but I definitely
hmm.
remember the 1999 Monday Night Raw. That's for sure. Um,
Yeah.
I just been a lifelong fan. It's something I've always wanted to do. So I've
Yeah.
just basically watched VHS tapes, DVDs, collecting them and stuff like that, and that's
Yeah.
always been my thing.
Yeah. I mean, you grew up in the Attitude Era, so you watch guys like Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, Kane, pretty much most people that are retired now.
Yeah. See,
But
I was a little too young to like really grasp everything that was going on because I was only
mm,
like between 4 and 6 during that
yeah,
time. But the ruthless aggression era was definitely my era. So that was some of my favorite. Like you got Kurt Angle and He Who Must Not Be Named, and Shawn Michaels when he came back, and just everybody. It was great. Eddie,
yeah, Eddie. Eddie was my main guy growing up.
and then always playing those games that would come out every year. It's SmackDown versus Raw, and then just keep getting them. I'm
Yeah,
assuming you played them.
yeah, I've played SmackDown versus Raw before. Yeah,
So I'm not as old as some people like James Taylor, but I've definitely played on the PlayStation. I had Warzone. I don't know if you even know what that is.
I do.
Um, you do, okay. WWF Attitude, uh, and then pretty much SmackDown 2, then move to PS2. Just bring it, shut your mouth. Here comes the pain, and so on, so on.
Yeah,
I've had them all, played them all, loved it.
love it. Yeah, I mean, it does sound fun growing up in, I mean, that era because it's way different to what it is now.
Oh yeah.
Be-
See, I could play
Yeah,
Here Comes the Pain for hours, and that's pretty much all I ever did during that year was play Here Comes the Pain. But I'm not really a big fan of the game now. It's like it looks great, but it's too much for me. It's too complicated. Here Comes the Pain that was the peak of video games in my opinion for
oh yeah,
WWE. And I still have a PS2 and I have the game too, so I love it.
yeah, yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna end this now due to it nearly being an hour. But I just want to ask before we end things, is there one last thing that you would want to say to anyone watching here or to anyone that's gonna watch in the future? What is next for the good guy CJ Black?
Definitely what's next for me is becoming RWW World Champion and hopefully sooner rather than later. So JX shine that title up and bring it home where it belongs. Um, as far as tomorrow, I have to deliver a nice heartfelt apology to Mama Storm for some of the things I said about her and about her son. So probably going to have to write something nice. I've never done anything like that before. Not exactly sure if I can just come off the top of my head with something sweet and emotional. So definitely going to have to bring some pen and paper with me. Do people bring flowers and stuff like that to graves or?
Yeah, they bring flowers.
Okay. What about like a camping chair in case you get tired?
A what?
A camping chair, like a folding chair type thing?
I mean, I'm not too sure. You're gonna have to take that to Storm with that one.
Okay. I don't want to be standing the whole time. But yeah, that's what's next. RWW World Champion. Apologizing to my best friend's unfortunately, deceased mother. Sorry for everything I said. And that's the good guy's schedule.
Well, there you go. So thanks to everyone, and thank you, Good Guy, for coming in and doing this interview. And everyone stay tuned for the next episode of the White Up Podcast, which I will be interviewing the Nemesis James Taylor and his backyard wrestling journey. And then
I didn't get the Cash App yet.
You didn't get it yet?
No, make sure before you sign me off, you send it.
Yeah, I will. I'll do it now. But yeah,
that's 50 American.
50 American. I'll keep that in mind.
Thanks.
Everyone, Good Guy. See you next time.